Hey everybody, Ray here. Welcome back to another video. Um, so a little different. I'm having engine trouble now. It's switched from transmission trouble to engine trouble. Still has trouble shifting a third. That hasn't gone away, so there's something. Um, but I was driving to work yesterday morning, and yeah, I lost all acceleration. And it would pick up and then kind of spit and sputter, and I wasn't getting any fuel. So made it to work though. It was really struggling. Anytime I had to rev the engine up, like there's a lot of hills around where I live. Flat down the highway was fine. As soon as I got to go up the hill and had to rev the engine up, it would die at the top of the hill. So, and it shut off once on the road. But as soon as it shut off, fired right back up. And it kind of spit and sputtered, and I was able to get to work. So, but, and then trip home, it idled fine, started up in the parking lot, checked everything. Like, it's got fuel to the carburetor. It was getting some anyway. When you flip the throttle, like you could see the, whatchamacallit, accelerator pump shooting fluid, shooting gas in. So that was working all right. But yeah, as soon as he started revving up on the drive, yeah, I got across town, climbed a few hills, and then it started spitting, sputtering again. Same thing, right next to my house. There's a hill, and I almost didn't make it up it. So, and as soon as I get fuel, it'd kick back up, and then it'd throttle back down, and it was exciting ride home from work yesterday. So, I'm going to check a few things before I order a fuel pump, which I'm suspecting it's going to be. It doesn't act like a float. I don't think my floats are sticking. Everything looked clean. But this pump does have a filter on it, so I'm going to check that. Like, it's a new tank, new lines, so I can't imagine there's actually something inside of the lines of the tank. Unless I got some bad gas somewhere, and who knows, which could happen, because I just filled up last week, I think, and I haven't drove it. I drove it on Thursday, today's Saturday, and I didn't drive it for a whole week, so it sat for a week. Um, but yeah, so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna check my distributor cap to see how it looks. I don't think it's ignition related. It was running fine at idle, and once it had fuel, it ran good. But yeah, I think it's the pump or the line. Maybe I had a small section of rubber hose. It's rated fuel line. It's got a braid in it too, so I don't think it's collapsing. Or maybe I have a loose connection somewhere and I'm sucking air. I don't know. It's still, you could feel it still like moving. So nothing broke off inside. Nothing sounded funny. Like at idle, it run perfect. So I think it's either got low pressure or low flow going to the carburetor. So I'm going to get that fuel filter off, take a look, see what I see, if there's anything. And then maybe, I don't know how I would do it, but see if I can maybe put a pressure gauge on it. I'll see. We'll do that filter first. Okay, so here we are. There's my engine. Since I'm right here, let's check the distributor cap. I don't think that's going to be an issue, but you never know, you know? Definitely sounded fuel related. Yeah, everything looks clean in there. How do my points look? That looks okay. That looks okay. I need a magnifier to see my points, but I don't see any, like, nothing looks bad from here anyway. Nothing obvious. Yeah, everything looks all right. No surprises. Yeah, cap looks good. It's not like it's wet or anything. No, that looks all right. So I'm gonna put that back. I didn't see it feel like ignition related, so it really seemed like it was fuel, which I suspect that it is. So let me get that cap back on. I need two hands. All right, so back on. The one thing I did notice yesterday, let me just turn my light on here. Do I have it on? There we go. Notice my valve cover was leaking down, so I need to tighten up those bolts. I think it's wet underneath that. I thought I had my valve cover problem licked, but maybe the bolts loosened off or something, so I gotta do that while I got the hood open here. And you can see this fuel pump right here and my fuel filter. So I'm gonna see if I can get that fuel filter off and take a look, see if there's anything in there, and we'll go from there. So in case you're wondering, this is not the fuel pump that was on the 69. So this is from a, what year? 65 or 66, 289. So this year they actually had the filter built into the pump right on the bottom, which I kind of like, and a lot of guys are using. I don't know. I don't think that would be my issue. It's still a 5 psi pump, like 25 gallons per hour or something like that. Like it, if I'm using 25 gallons per hour, there's something wrong. But we'll pull that filter off and see what's inside. All right, got it loosened off. Oh, there's my finger. Let's see if we can see anything. Where can I hold it? There you go. We got fuel coming out, so that's good. How much with thread is on this thing? There we go. There. Okay, where was I? So there's the filter. It looks really clean. I don't see any junk in the bottom. Yeah, nothing looks bad. There's a little bit of stuff in there, but I think that's just from all the new lines and stuff. But yeah, it looks clean, looks good. I'm just going to put this back on. She's still dripping down there. Yeah, I don't see any crap in there, so that looks good. No water or anything, so it's gonna go back on before I lose all my fuel. Okay, so next thing I want to do is check the pressure on the fuel pump. So ideally, I'd like to do it while it's running, but I don't know how I would do that. I guess it'll idle for a little bit if I can put a gauge right on the end here. I do have a couple other fittings. So this carburetor comes with another fitting that allows you to use just a barbed, if you got to hook it to a rubber hose. So I do have a barbed fitting for that. So somehow I could tee in my pressure gauge to that. I can probably just hook it up while it's running. Hopefully it doesn't leak. But I will see. I'm going to check my old tickle trunk of brass fittings and see what I have. I got one side of it, and I think this side might screw into that. I will see. I'll be right back. Well, I think I've got something figured out. So I have my gauge here. I put the, you can see that, the barb fitting on the carburetor there. And I have another fitting that I took an old barb and cut the end off the barb and soldered it in, drilled a hole and soldered it into this fitting, which should thread into my gas line. And yeah, that'll go on that end, and that should give me a fuel pressure while it's running. Hopefully it doesn't leak. I don't think it should. It's only 6 psi supposedly. So I'll get this hooked up and see what it looks like. So I got my gauge hooked up. That's what it looks like. Should be all right. I have a lovely assistant helping me currently. So she's going to try and start it. It should fire up okay. Once it gets going, might have some air in the lines. Let me just do this. All right. Okay, turn the key. Start it. Okay, got a little leak, but nothing serious. And I got 5 pounds. Fluctuating though. Step on the gas a little bit. Like rev it hard. Do it again. Well, fluctuating a little bit, but okay. Okay, so there you go. I have around 5 pounds. It kind of dropped a little bit when it was revving up, but I don't know. I'm sure, or I guess it went up a little bit when it was revving up, which is normal. Um, Seems to have fuel. I know there's gas in the tank. I just filled it up. So unless it's sucking air, I can't go for a drive with that, like that, obviously, but there's only, the other option is this line down here. Let me show you. It was this line here. Unless it was collapsing. Like it's fairly pliable, but I don't know why it would collapse. Like the filter's not full, it's not drawing. There's nothing blocking the tank, I don't think. There seems to be a lot of fuel in the filter. So, I don't know, unless this, I did tighten this up yesterday when I got home, unless that clamp was loose, or the other clamp, and it was drawing air. I have no idea, but I think now, what I'm gonna do is, I guess take it for a test drive. Ugh. See if that, maybe it was just that loose clamp. Like it wasn't even loose, maybe it was just needed to be tightened. I don't know, seemed really weird. It definitely was not getting fuel to the carburetor, but yeah, I'll hook everything back up the way it was and take it for a spin, I guess. Okay, I just want to try that one more time because something, I just realized my gauge is not zeroed. So it sits, its zero is at like 1 psi. So just let me try it again. My lovely assistant quit. She didn't last long. So, like it starts nice, and idle's nice. Shut off for a second. Hit the wrong button. So yeah, it's sitting 4, which means it's probably 3. Let me just rev it up, see what happens. Yeah, it's dropping. Feel it drop? So, yep, 2 psi. So it's almost got nothing. Yeah, that is no good. I think I got a bad fuel pump. Hopefully that's it. Yeah, look at the drop. I'm barely revving. Two psi, so it's very, yeah, it's almost got nothing. So I think that's the problem. There, yeah, it's sitting around 3. Can you see the glare? What's the glare? 3 psi. It's in the yellow gauge, so that should be 6 or 5. That is no good. I think I found my problem. Bad fuel pump. So we get that shut off. There you go. So it looks like I'm ordering a new fuel pump. So that fuel pump was a Delphi. Can't remember the part number off the top of my head. Something like MF0009 or something. Something like that. So I'm going to see what else. Maybe I won't get another one like that. So yeah, it may have had 2 to 3 psi when it was running there. So that is no good. So these are the kind of things that I like. I don't like that it's had a bad fuel pump, but when you can measure something and you get a result and you're like, oh, that's it. I should have this number and I'm getting the wrong number. So that tells me that something's wrong. I like that. It was worth the effort to make that little device. Um, so yeah, I'll get a fuel pump ordered, and I guess I'll come back. Hopefully I can get it this week. It's supposed to be nice all week, of course. Yeah, I'll come back and when I gotta put it in. All right, so it is like 4 days, 5 days later. Yeah, got a new fuel pump. So I took the old one out and looked at it, and let me show you what I found. So here is the new fuel pump. It's a different brand. This one's a Carter now. There's a part number M4009. Comes with a little barb fitting on there already, and I just got to add my other fitting for my fuel line. And what I found out is I originally bought the wrong fuel pump. So this one is a Delphi. What is it? It's there, MF0063, which is not for a small block Ford. There's a few slight differences. They look kind of similar. The arm on it is a little bit different. The small block Ford, it's more of a angled up. It goes a little deeper and it's a little thinner. Like nothing was rubbing on it. Like you can see here, this would have been close to the like timing chain and stuff, but it wasn't rubbing, so that's good. But you can see there, that's the only part that was touching the eccentric. Yeah, it wasn't really riding properly. And apparently after doing some research on the internet, it says you can damage the eccentric if you run this pump on a small block Ford. So this is for an FE engine. So I don't know why I ordered it. I don't know how I ordered the wrong one. It's not like I was looking for something special. I was just looking for a regular stock fuel pump for a small block Ford, but somehow I ended up with that part number and ordered it. So whoops, but it bolted right up and it ran. So I don't know. So I've got the right fuel pump. So I'm gonna get this thing installed. I'll put a little, whatchamacallit, assembly lube on the lever there just so it doesn't start dry. And we'll get this thing put in. I checked to make sure that there is a filter in there. So there is, and it's nice and tight. So we'll get it buttoned up. All right, so fuel pump is installed. I had to do some cobbling of the fittings because those old fittings didn't fit on the new pump, but I got it. So yeah, we'll see. It may take a little bit to fire up, it may not. There was still some gas in the carb, so hopefully it just picks up and starts running. Here we go. Yeah, there we go, good. I did an oil change too while I had it down, so let's see if we got any fuel coming out. We got a leak, that's for sure. Let me stop this, we'll figure that out. Okay, well, let's try that again. That seems high. Let's see what happens if I rev it up. So, and we hold it like there. There. So, I'm not sure which way that gauge went, whether it went, they'll go both ways. So if that's the case, let's figure this out. Let's see which way it goes when I shut it off. Can we see it? Let's do this. So there's the pressure, so it's going back that way. Geez, that seems like a lot. That's almost 12. What would that be? 12 or 13 psi. So it's supposed to be 6. Huh. Now, is this gauge accurate? That's another question. Well, it is just a stock fuel pump. I don't know. I don't know why it'd be so high. Let me do a little digging into this. Like, it's holding pressure, so that's good. Kind of. Alright, so it's running good. I don't really trust that gauge all too much. I don't know how accurate it is, but I don't know, it seems to be, well, it was fine before, but it's running fine. So it's been running here for like 5-10 minutes. Everything seems to be all right. Yeah, lots of oil pressure. Everything's running, idling perfect. So I think it's test drive time, and we'll see how far we get. If it dies again, we know there's something else wrong. But it is measuring different than the old pump, so that's good. It's also the right pump, so I don't know. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. We'll see if its pressure's too high, it may flood out the carb. It doesn't look like it. Runs good, but I don't know. We'll take it for a spin and see how it goes. All right. So, still running good. Sounds good. So let's go for a spin. Now, before it also it idled fine with the suspect bad pump. So we'll just go for a little tour. If I can get out of the driveway here. Let's go this way. Good. Can't see nothing. Good. I'm blind. Ah, shit. That wasn't it. It just died. Engine's still kind of running. Or is it? No go. I'm in neutral. So I'm just coasting now. Why did that die all of a sudden? Shit. Alright. I got nothing. I got power. You guys are way over to the side. Why are you doing that? Well, shit. Okay. Well, I'm on the side of the road. That died all of a sudden. That didn't seem like fuel. I half wonder. Yeah. Remember when I pulled the... As soon as it died, I'm like, I don't think I put that plug wire back on properly. So this is sitting here. So that needs to be in there. So, minor detail. That was how I shut it off before without the key. So, I need 2 hands for this. Hold on. Okay. Let's try this again. It's beautiful out here, by the way. Nice and quiet. Middle of nowhere. It should start now. All right. Let's see. Oh, that's weird. You just gotta have your coil wire on. So, minor detail. Let's get back at it. Okay. Seat belt back on. It's beautiful out here, though. Okay. Let's do this. All right. So yeah, I don't think I think it's fixed. Anyway, fuel pump's fixed. Transmission's still kind of. There we go, and we're back. All right, so one minor thing, just, if you pull your coil wire off, make sure you put it back. So, yeah, that's about it. So I think I'm gonna take this car to work tomorrow if it's not raining, and I don't think it's supposed to. Yeah, and maybe I'll let you ride along on the way. I'll take the scenic route and hit some hills. That was where it was really dying the other day when it was on the hills. It's pretty flat through there, so, but also on the way home the other day, like even in the highway, it was not happy. So yeah, I'll bring you along tomorrow morning on my way to work. So, and we'll see what it's like then. Okay, it is the next morning. And time to go to work. Let's see how she starts this morning. Oh yeah. It always fires up nice. Okay, well that is pretty much it for the video. Towards the end of the ride there, I ran out of memory on my phone, so I stopped recording. But yeah, everything ran great. Fuel pump was the issue, and yeah, seems to be running good now. And yeah, we'll see if I can sort out those transmission issues in the next couple videos, I guess. So, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.